From getting your patrol car stolen by a cunning perpetrator to being so incompetent that you let someone steal your patrol car not just once, but twice during the same pursuit. These are some of the craziest high-speed chases that happened after a car thief managed to outsmart the boys in blue.
Disclaimer.
According to the Colorado authorities, a man named Mr. Sanchez has been purposely trying to cause collisions and colliding with numerous other cars in the vicinity. So they gathered up some police officers and tried to take him into custody.
379 slowed down, speeds of 28.
Sanchez's car was spun around by the police, who used a technique called the precision immobilization technique, or the pit maneuver, to completely stop him. However, the narrative doesn't end there, because they rushed in to apprehend him.
Out of the vehicle! Out of the vehicle! Out of the vehicle!
On the ground!
What's going on? I got you.
Dude, get out on the ground. What the
Hands behind your back.
I didn't shot at me, and I don't know what the going on.
To be honest, Sanchez seems confused and afraid. He often claims not to know what's going on or what went wrong. That might make it clear why he does what he does next. After being positioned in the back of the patrol car, he's able to move his cuffed arms under his legs and place them in front of him. Then he does something really unexpected.
Fella, he just stole the patrol car.
Sanchez simply speeds off and crashes into the police vehicle's front end. For some reason, there was no space between the front and rear end of the car, and it seemed like the keys were placed in the ignition. And to make matters worse, he was driving off in a stolen vehicle while carrying a service rifle that the police had left on the passenger seat of his freshly acquired vehicle.
I need as many sets of stop sticks set up as you can get.
Can you get a hold of State Patrol and find out if this individual is armed, please?
He is not anymore. Well, they're my rifle.
The rifle is in the vehicle. He was not armed. The gun was left in the vehicle. Passing the 390. Speed's 123.
The cops, of course, focus their efforts on stopping the car as quickly as possible. The longer he drives in this manner, the greater the risk to other citizens. He's still going over 120 miles an hour on public roads at 11 a.m. If this is allowed to continue for longer, many lives will be at risk. In order to stop the car in its tracks, the police attempt to put stop sticks, also called stingers or strips of spikes, that puncture the tires down. Sanchez is a better driver than they anticipate, though, which is the main problem.
Coming up on stop sticks. He missed him. Continuing eastbound.
Copy that movie.
Sanchez avoids the stops not once but twice and then continues to race down the freeway at ever dangerous speeds. Nevertheless, the cops knew exactly where he was going, and their strategy would eventually work if they were persistent enough. However, they didn't appear to realize that pulling off a car's tires at 120 mph is a rather dangerous task in and of itself.
I don't have vehicle. Where's the keys? Where's the keys? Good sticks. Good sticks. We gotta take it.
After smashing into a stationary semi-truck at over 100 miles an hour, Sanchez was pronounced dead after he was taken from the scene and sent to the hospital. The driver of the semi-truck managed to escape unscathed, and during the pursuit, nobody else was hurt, despite it approaching dangerously close. It's amazing that this pursuit was ever conceived in the first place, even though it was allowed to continue for far longer than it should have. But that's nothing compared to this next instance, where a woman stole a police car whilst being handcuffed. On March 30th, 2018, a car that had been reported stolen was being driven by a woman named Angie. After being pulled over and asked about it, she said this.
I borrowed from Stephen Curtis. He told me that I could borrow it. I swear I did not steal How long has Steven had it?
He picked me up today.
Have you seen him in it before?
Yes.
Do you know how he got it?
No, he bought it. If it's stolen, I mean, you take it back and whatever. But I even have a witness that saw him pick me up in it today.
The police know that this car is stolen since it shows up on their database. They know for sure that someone had reported it missing, but they couldn't identify the exact offender since Angie was the one driving it at the time and said the previous owner had bought it straight from the dealership. They had to assume it's her. Given her, let's say, dubious record, it makes sense to assume she's lying about something.
All right. Well, Steven took the vehicle without permission. Okay. It was reported as stolen. Okay. So you're in possession of it.
I didn't know. Please.
Not to mention your driving status is flagged. So you're not even supposed to be driving. So you're going to jail.
Please. Is there anything I can do? I work with them. Please. I worked with them on 11 Things Arnett with murders and the whole prostitution thing. The Secret Service with the counterfeiting. Please, I told this officer where you can get paper tags and all that stuff. I will work with you guys.
You know what?
I didn't know it was stolen.
Then Angie tells the officers that she is an informant for a different police department and communicates with a captain there on a regular basis. She might even know about local drug dealers that they could learn about from her. Naturally, that doesn't excuse her behavior in this case. As a result, they decide to stash her in a patrol car and continue their investigation later. For some reason, they decide to put her in the front passenger seat of a running police car, which would be pretty noticeable to any thief, especially a car thief.
I don't suppose we're going to be able to either, and I don't feel like spending the rest of my shift trying. Because I think this is all going to be a bunch of BS anyway.
David 136, suspect just stole my vehicle.
Angie simply moves over to the driver's seat, closes the door, and speeds away without any prior notice. Luckily, since it's almost 1 a.m., there isn't exactly a lot of traffic on the road. Even so, Angie is reaching speeds of up to 90 miles an hour, which is pretty dangerous in a residential environment. The police ought to put a stop to this immediately.
Oh God, there's another cop. Shit. Oh God. Shit. Stop.
Evidently alarmed by the situation, Angie turns off the main road and travels down a smaller side street. This becomes her undoing. Angie knew she had to rush away from the car as quickly as possible, but she also knew that the police would be following her, and she wouldn't be able to get away with it for very long with her hands in cuffs.
Where'd she go? There she is.
Come here now! Get on the ground! Put your hands over your head. Put your hands over your head. Will somebody unhook this so we can put him back?
Angie suffered a much harsher punishment than she could have imagined in addition to the adrenaline high she undoubtedly wanted. The cops made sure to tell her just how stupid she was.
I've seen some stupid stuff, but my gosh. Andy hit a car with it?
You guys told me that I was going to jail for something that I did not do.
You just stole a police car.
Now I'm going to jail for something I did.
Well, there we go. Silver linings.
This becomes her undoing. She was right, at least about the prison aspect. Following a quick trial, Angie entered a guilty plea and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Having their police car taken away from them must be among the most surprising things that can happen to an officer. However, in this instance, where 2 cars were stolen in front of them, it was pretty damn embarrassing.
Are you kidding me?
The guy was being chased by numerous police cars during the initial pursuit as he accelerated down a public highway and managed to dodge multiple pit maneuvers. This policeman used incredible expertise to drive the evading car off the road almost instantly. Despite the fact that the police have now surrounded the stolen patrol car, strangely, no officer saw this coming.
Hey, y'all, do not walk up on this car. We got enough people up here. Dog! Press the dog! He's on the move again in a Coco K9 Explorer going north on 95.
For whatever incomprehensible reason, the wanted person managed to flee from the first patrol car that went down and took another before returning to the scene.
Any other vehicle dealing with them, lock your doors.
Which car? The Coco car?
Coco SUV, Coco SUV. In the shoulder right now.
Stick it from both corridor units. Full stick it.
Are there guns in the front of the car? Ask the K9 handler from Coco. He says yes, there probably is.
The police used quick thinking to radio ahead and send out a crew with stingers, which are devices that puncture tires, to gradually bring a vehicle to a stop. This is why the car's already smoking and it will soon need to slow down, or else the driver might seriously hurt himself.
Alright, he's braking for the median, guys. He's braking for the median. Braking for the median. Everybody slow down. Don't ball up here.
It's underneath the wires. Underneath the wires.
Once the cars come to a safe stop, the driver gets out and is arrested by the police. In the end, the stop was flawless, but it's difficult to believe that the same cops could have executed such a skilled stop when they let him steal a patrol car from right in front of them. But what happens when the person is falsely accused? In this case, our joyrider is a woman named Destiny, who wasn't even there when the call was made. A lone cop was called to the side of the road when a cab driver was accused of stealing a customer's belongings, resulting in a civil dispute. But the policeman gets a surprising report about a strange incident involving his car.
Once you find out who it is and go through that.
Hey, you got in your car, cop car.
What? 6-0 Ferndale, a girl just got in 6-0 and took off. She's northbound Woodward.
Why the officer is astonished makes sense. He's never seen one of these scenarios, and they surely don't train for them. All he can do is radio in a description and ask to be picked up so he can help bring the joyrider to the ground.
A black female walked across Woodward. I was talking to the gentleman at the bus stop. She got in the driver's seat and took off, northbound on Woodward.
You got a GPS on your truck?
Yeah, there's GPS.
The woman points out that dispatch utilizes GPS trackers in most, if not all, of the police cars to help arrange activities back at base. Now the entire city of Detroit is engaged in a gigantic game of cat and mouse. Because the police are better drivers and have more local knowledge, it doesn't take long to recover the stolen vehicle.
In the car still? Get the f*** out of the car! Get the f*** out of the car, you motherfucker! Come here. Put her in this.
612 first.
You know how many people you just put in danger doing this? Yeah. Unbelievable. Get in.
Unfortunately for us, there were no exciting chases or clever maneuvers involved in Destiny's downfall. She just smashed into a parked car at around 80 miles an hour, losing all control of her vehicle. Destiny was charged with driving a vehicle without authorization, stealing goods worth more than $20,000, and escaping the police in a car after the event damaged multiple other cars. She was sentenced to 4 years in prison. If you found it amusing seeing incompetent officers losing their cars to criminals, drive over to our channel and hit the subscribe button for more crazy cases like these.